Welcome back. So, I have some Hank Greenberg items for you that I just got in the mail, and they actually come, well, most of them come with a different story. But first, let me just quickly go over the one purchase from eBay that's here, and that is the 1963 Bazooka All Time Greats, Hank Greenberg, in a PSA 8. This popped up on eBay as a buy it now. And I have one raw. I did not have one in a slab yet. So the price was really good, especially compared to recent sales. Um, so I figured I'd take the opportunity, fill in that post career gap for Greenberg, and add it to the collection. So that's your little appetizer, if you will. But I'm going to leave these in front of you for a minute while I kind of go over this. So, myself, B Raw 6, Jericho 941 IMI, we're all pretty much in the same groups on Facebook, and we're always looking for the Greenberg items. And every once in a while, one of us will post, just do a general post in the group that we're always looking for Greenberg. So, this particular instance, Brian decided to post in one of the groups, and I honestly can't remember which, that he's looking for vintage Greenberg cards, slabs. And that's perfectly fine. I know he's gotten stuff before, and I don't know if he got stuff from this one, but hey, good on you. Add to your collection. At the same time, I will usually comment just so I can more track it than anything, just to see what's coming up. And one person that commented in there, posted some items, and absolutely phenomenal, and made the caveat that they're not for sale. So, I'm not going to push anybody to sell anything, but I responded to that. These are not cards, these are other items. So I said, look, if you ever change your mind, feel free to reach out. Now, I know Brian usually goes after the cards and postcards, but the vintage plain day stuff in those general veins for the most part. So I basically just, again, I put the comment, if you ever change your mind, feel free to reach out. Maybe we can work something out. So about a day later, I get a private message from this person saying, I really like these as part of my collection. And his connection to Greenberg was more of the Greenberg's response to Jackie Robinson when he came up. So Jackie Robinson's first year, his rookie season, was Greenberg's last. And Greenberg was one of the players that completely supported him. Had zero issues with Robinson playing in the major leagues. And there's documented stories on both sides, particularly in Robinson, about their interactions. So, but he basically ended it by saying, and also sending clear pictures, saying, you'd have to blow me out of the water with an offer. So, what the heck? Let me give it a shot. So I started off not with offering money, but I started off with a trade. I'm very fortunate that I picked up a lot of items, especially Greenberg items, quite some time ago before prices went up drastically. And so I'm in a position I can offer a lot of value in trade, but the monetary, what I have into it is much less. So still a good deal all around, but at the end of the day, I can try and get what I want, but not by not breaking the bank, if you will. So I proposed a trade, and he actually responded to that, and was very happy with the level of kind of my valuation of what he had. But we went back and forth. He actually wanted a different card, and so I have one or two extra of those. It was a 35 Diamond Stars. Lower grade, but very nice looking card. And so we worked that into the deal. We worked that into a few other things. And there was a little bit of money that was added into it. At the end of the day, I think I did incredibly well. I did put some money in, as I said, and I did send him some nice items, some nice cards. But I think it was pretty even, and for me, my perspective is the things that I sent him are things that I can buy again. They're not plentiful, but they come up regularly on basically every auction website and group and everything. I see them on a regular basis. I can get another one. What I traded for, I can't get another one. So, that's the long backstory to the items I'm about to show you. But first, before we get to the three main pieces, let's go over some things, some other ancillary items that were included. So starting off, this was an interesting throw-in. I think it's Detroit Tigers, not Lions. Supposedly Iffy Club. I'm not familiar with this piece. 1930s. I guess it's a kids member pin. Detroit Tigers fan club. Little baseballs on the side. So that's a very nice little throw-in. I haven't been looking for them, so I can't say I've seen them before. So then there's three postcards, and these are all spring training postcards. This is League Field, Lakeland, Florida, training quarters for the Detroit Tigers. And this one is postmarked 1950. And the content is kind of unrelated to the front of the postcard. I'm going to skip this one for a second. Then here's another. This is blank. Henley Field, winter home of the Detroit Tigers, Lakeland, Florida. This is not marked. This was an interesting one. I knew the front of the postcard. I was not familiar with the back. Hotel Lakeland Terrace, Lakeland, Florida. So the interesting thing with this one, this is postmarked 1942, so Hank was actually in the service at the time. But if you read the content of what is written on the back, hope to see you next weekend. The Detroit Big League Baseball team is staying in this hotel where Dad is. Love, Dad. So the fascinating thing is this postcard was sent, obviously from this particular hotel, with the Detroit Tigers staying there. Unfortunately, without Hank. It'd be really cool if it matched everything else I'm about to show you, but it's still an interesting piece that I will keep in the collection. But let's get to the main things. So, for me, Type 1 photos are essentially vintage one-of-ones. You don't have numbered cards back in the vintage, and especially pre-war cards. You can have errors, you can have variations. There's no one-of-one. Type 1 photos, generally there's only one made for the most part. In these particular kinds of photos, these candid items, where it's not a Charles Conlon, for instance, these are candid snapshots. You're not going to find any more of these. So, essentially, I got 3 Hank Greenberg one-of-ones. These are all PSA slabbed. Original photograph, Hank Greenberg snapshot, Type 1, authentic, circa 1939. And you have a great photo, spring training of Hank Greenberg. And this one actually has the most information on the back of all of the three. Hank Greenberg, first baseman, Detroit Tigers, Lakeland, Florida. And you gotta love the Art Deco, so March 1939. And the Art Deco surround, conveniently dated. This is probably the interesting selfie type of portrait. You got players in the background. Yeah, it looks like, someone got right up there and got a close-up shot of Hank. And glove under his arm, bat on his shoulder. Seems to be talking to someone else in a different direction. This is just Hank G. This selfie just says Hank Greenberg on it. But yeah, when I saw these posted in response to Brian's query into the one group, I had to make a comment, and I am incredibly glad that I did, or else I wouldn't have these as part of the collection. I'm grateful to the person that traded with me that they were open to that. They reached out because as soon as I saw these photos, it was really something I wanted to add to the collection, and I knew that was my one shot to add these. Candid photos don't turn up often. Because people have them, and either they threw photos away, as some generations do, or they're still locked in a box or album or something, and no one knows what they are, who they're of, and they just don't they're not offered publicly very often. So, again, this was my very interesting Greenberg purchase, but very unique items that I'm thrilled to add to the collection just because of the uniqueness that no one's going to have another set of these like these. So sometimes you got to just keep an eye open, take a shot, but be respectful, because you never know. You might be able to make a deal on some absolutely fantastic additions to your collection. It's happened many, many, many times over for me. And that's how I've gotten a lot of really interesting, really unique, and for the most part, stuff I never thought I'd be able to add to the collection as a whole, and Greenberg in particular. So that's what I got for you this time around. And until next time, please remember to collect what you enjoy what you collect, and don't let anybody, especially the market or a YouTuber, dictate that to you. And most importantly, have fun. And have fun by being active in this community. So find your way of participating. Whether it's making videos, watching and commenting, going to live streams, group chats, going to your LCS or local card show, or simply talking about the hobby with family and friends. The more you put into it, the more you'll get out of it. The more you'll learn, the more your PC will grow, the more people you'll meet, and the more fantastic friendships you'll form. So I thank you very much for joining me. Hope to see you again. Have a good one, and bye for now.